Now, it's 5 years since the death of Divinyls lead singer Chrissy Amphlett, a woman still regarded as one of Australia's finest.
I search myself, I want you to find me. I forget myself, I want you to remind me. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, I don't want anybody else. Oh no, oh no, oh no.
My God, forget the models. Was there anyone sexier than Chrissy Amphlett? Now the Divinyls are reforming with an exciting new talent. Yeah, I did say they're reforming. New talent stepping up alongside original band member Mark McEntee, who joins us in the studio. I'm delighted to say, Mark McEntee, good morning. So great to have you here.
Well, lovely to be here in your fair city of Melbourne. What a gorgeous place.
And a place that always loved you guys. I went to many Divinyls concerts here and they were always absolute knockouts.
Chrissy and me used to spend a lot of time here, you know, back in the time.
Yes.
And she, of course, hailed from here.
From Geelong,
Her
that's
home,
right. Yeah.
Her hometown. I think she spent a lot of time in Melbourne, though, of course.
Oh,
Yes, well, you know.
she was only human.
Misguided youth.
Yeah, from those teenage runaway years, that's right.
Yes, that's right.
Now, what sparked this idea of reforming the Divinyls?
Well, funnily enough, I was in Los Angeles and I was taking a holiday, and my friend Billy Steinberg, who I still see regularly, he's a great friend of mine, who Chrissy and me co-wrote some songs with, we used to work with, rang me up and said, look, you've got to come in the studio and see this girl singing, Lauren Ruth Ward. And I went into this, I thought of, you know, and can you bring a guitar, by the way, or a guitar, and come and maybe play? And I was sort of thinking about it, and I went, okay, I'll come in and you know, she wants to record one of your songs. So I went in the studio, and as soon as I heard Lauren sing, she's got such a great voice. She's got a break in her voice right down middle C, a crack.
Oh.
And she's got husky, and she's, in her own way, she reminded me of Chrissy singing.
Let's see if we can have a little listen to her, because this is a big thing, isn't it? Asking someone to be Chrissy Amphlett. What do we hear when we listen to it? No, you can't replace Chrissy, you're quite right, but I guess to inhabit that soul. So what did you hear when you heard her sing and you thought, yes, I can do it with her?
It's quite simple. I just thought that she sang so well. I didn't even think of doing a tour or anything. I mean, it took a while for it to sort of percolate in the mind, you know. And so eventually we did the session or whatever in the studio and played the song and all that stuff. And then eventually I started thinking, you know, well, I wonder whether she would perhaps consider doing some of Chrissy and my old songs and coming on a little bit of a tour, you know. And she said yes.
And here you are.
And here we are.
Who else?
It was only earlier this year.
Yeah. Who else will be part of the reformed band?
The drummer, Mal and Jay out of Sleepy Jackson, because they're in Perth.
Right.
And it was sort of an idea that came out of there that was practical to do, and boy oh boy, they're really energetic, they're really tough. You know, they can play tough. Yep. And that's what I need for my old songs.
And you've got Frank Infante as well from Blondie.
Frankie.
My God, how fantastic is that?
Frankie is a very naughty boy.
Oh, is he? How naughty?
Absolutely.
He's very naughty, but he's extra small.
So you can pack him down.
Yeah.
Do you guys go back a long way?
Oh yeah, Frankie and me. Frank did the Australian Made tour back in 1987
right, okay.
with Divinyls, and he's the little guy, if you see him on the footage, that Chrissy jumps on his back.
Yes, that's right.
And he bravely meanders the stage with Chrissy on his back,
Flailing.
still doing a lead break.
Yeah,
And he manages to do it.
that's skill.
And you know, I mean, when I try on trousers, I'm narrow in the hip, but he's even narrower in the hip than me. And
You can share the airline seats.
he can do it. He could do it.
What a show. Hey, and what do you think Chrissy would think of this, the band getting back together?
Well, I mean, Chrissy's got to think of, I mean, wouldn't she be pleased to have her lyrics being sung to people who are at a rock gig and, you know, rocking on. It's going to be rock gigs and it's going to be tough with her lyrics. I think she'd be happy about it, really.
There must have been a lot of soul searching for you, though, when you went through that process of thinking, can I, you know, get the band in essence back together and revisit the songs that you and Chrissy, in an extraordinary working and personal relationship over so many years, put together. Was that a long process of thinking it through?
It was a long process of thinking it, and I mean, you know, Chrissy and me knew each other, you know, before anybody comes in, you know what I mean? And we go back. So yeah, it's a big process, but you know what? It's probably a bit of therapy, you know, maybe, I don't know, psychological therapy. I had to be ready to do it, and I thought it's time to celebrate.
Yeah, and the
You know?
songs are worth celebrating. So 18
I think
gigs,
so
18 gigs
much.
across the country early next year.
18 gigs, apparently, they tell me.
You'll just show
you'll
up
just
for that.
run up.
That's right.
Yeah.
I just want to share with you, before we let you go, Mark, this is an image that was taken by wonderful age photographer Wayne Ludby, I believe it was, at the concert of yours in Melbourne. Oh, goodness me, that must have been 1992, maybe, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
1990. And there's the great shot of what you guys did on stage and that gorgeous, powerful woman. I love that photograph. I just wanted to share that with you before you left. Those are the days.
Thanks so much. And, you know, Chrissy was a woman's woman. Lauren from Baltimore, she does her own thing too, and nobody can ever replace Chrissy, but God damn, we're going to play the songs, you know.
And that's all that matters.
That's
Mark,
it.
so great to see you. Stay well, and we'll look forward to seeing the concert. It'll be great.
can't
Thanks so
wait.
much.
Great to be seen by you.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Mark.